Today we're going to be talking. My news article that I chose for the project is how the stock market today, the SP 500, falls for the sixth day in a row amid weakness in mega cap tech. So pretty much I'm going to be talking about the recent market trends and how the tech industry as a whole, with the earnings report and other factors, has significantly decreased. So to begin with, the SP 500, um, it's down negative 5.10% this past month, which is a pretty high number considering the fact that for the past year the trend has always been going up consistently, and for a month to have a dip like that, it's pretty abnormal, I would say, for the SP 500. There are some explanations for it. For instance, with the growing tech industry and other factors such as having a bullish market the month prior, the first quarter of 2024, a lot of stock prices has gone up. And since then, with the earnings reporting and other factors, which I'll be discussing about, there has been like a readjustment of like a reevaluation for the stock prices. So, for instance, Nvidia is one of them that was overvalued, and this past month has had a decrease of 19.18%, which is extremely high. And it had an all time high this month of $843.24. And since then, it has dropped $180. And that's a pretty significant change considering the earnings report expectations actually was pretty good, but because of other companies within the tech industry and more specifically the chip manufacturing industry had a bad earnings report, it just affected the whole industry as a whole, and all the other companies like went down with it. For instance, another company that this happened to was TSM, or Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, which is they do the kind of same thing that Nvidia does with chip manufacturing. And this past month it went down 9.14%, which is again significant number for all these companies to be going down together, which is also reminds me how important it is to diversify your portfolio and not have all your stocks within like the tech industry or the chip manufacturing industry, because once one of them goes down or has a bad earnings report and doesn't beat the expectations, all the other companies within that market go down consequently. But for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, they actually beat the earnings report expectations, but again, still went down because the whole industry went down due to the bullish market that had extremely high valuation prices on the stocks for both Nvidia, Taiwan Semiconductor, and others within the same industry. For instance, Meta is another one within the kind of the same industry because they have been branching out to chip manufacturing, and they went down 5.59% this past month, along with other companies. This trend has been happening for a multitude of reasons, but right now it went down from $502.80 high this month to 481, or $28.51 decrease. So why has all this stocks been going down? Is, well, a couple reasons. First of them is a conflict in the Middle East with Israel and Iranian strikes. Iran actually attacked Israel, sending missiles, and Israel responded with a retaliation against them, and therefore prices of stocks went down due to this conflict and creating national security within those countries, national security concerns, and overall just it's bad for the market, the global market, having global conflicts, especially in the Middle East, where you don't know what's going to happen. And for example, when the stripe where the ships went through got stuck for a day, it just created so many problems for the global economy that the whole market fell because of it, just like it is happening right now. Another factor for the US, more specifically, US companies, is a high consumer price index, or the CPI, that had a pretty high report recently. Um, that just means that American consumers are just spending more within more recent uh, years or the months, and that as a whole has created issues with the economy. For example, high interest rates are occurring because of it, and it has been the highest for this past decade, I believe, with 4.7% or 5.5% for the 3 month bill, but still pretty high interest rates with the Fed, and they just keep raising them. But with this year, I believe they had made announcements that they're gonna have 3 cuts. So hopefully that will even out. But again, the reason they rose interest rates was because of the inflation rate, which initially was at 1.4 pre-COVID, and then during COVID, obviously it went up to 7 and 6.5, and then after COVID, the expectation was to be around 2% or that area, like 2.5%. But actually, for 2023, it was 3.4, and then 2024, 3.5%, which is extremely high inflation due to the national debt and like high consumer price index, the CPI being high, and other reasons within the global economy that all affect the stock prices of every single industry. I mean, that's why the SP 500 went down as a whole, and the tech companies, other reasons, but it just affected the whole market within the last 30 days, causing it to go down pretty dramatically. So these are my sources for the research. Thank you.